talk us through your business and I guess crucially the split that you normally have between domestic and international tourism?
Thank you. Yeah, so we've got a coach touring company here as well as 4 wildlife parks, and our split between international to domestic would probably be 70 to 90% international and the remaining domestic.
So how do you switch? I mean, this is the plan or the urging from the government. If you get international tourism normally, get more domestic. Have you tried to do that so far? How difficult has it been?
Yeah, we definitely pivoted a lot of our business to cater for the Australian market put a lot more marketing, sales and marketing efforts into the domestic and local markets. We welcome these flights. Aviation is very important for the domestic market up here. We're so far away from the drive market, from the major capital cities. So we hope it will stimulate extra demand in that May-June period, which is our sort of shoulder periods between the holidays. And it's a beautiful time to be up here in Cairns.
No, it is actually. I mean, I would argue the best time of year up in Cairns. Struggle a bit with the really high summer heat myself or the wet season, but you must be pleased with the flight element of this, given Cairns really does win out in that sense.
Yeah, we do have high hopes that it will stimulate extra demand throughout this period. Aviation is critical for us up here, and we hope it does add extra domestic people coming up here that won't only just fly in and stay at a hotel, but will do operations and attractions and go out to the reef, which is really important because that's the critical piece that we're missing. Without the internationals here who do so many of those activities, we don't know how much this domestic market will fill the void in the international side.
Yeah, so that's the key. Just talk through that. So there are quite a few activities that Australians, I guess strangely enough, in your own backyard, you think, well, that's quite an expensive activity, I won't do it. International visitors, when they're in Australia, think, I might never come here again. I'm going to go on that tour. I'm going to go on that adventure, or whatever it might be. Is that the hardest thing to convince locals to do?
Yeah, I think when people travel internationally, both people and here, but Australians going overseas, you think I'm only going to be here once, so you try to do everything you can in that short possible time. But when you do travel domestically, you think, I'll come back, I can always come back next year or the year after. So you probably don't spend as much on your trip and do all the different activities that you can do in the region. So we're hoping if you save some money on your flight to come to Cairns, that you've got more money to spend on activities and do other go see the reef.
What about What about the loan scheme? Would you ever consider taking up one of these? You get 2 years of no payments at all. Well, a lot of businesses are saying you still end up with more debt down the track. Are there businesses up there crying out for access to credit?
Without seeing the detail, I don't think businesses are crying out for credit. It is support for wages is probably the major thing that we've been chasing. To give surety to staff. One of the problems is staff leaving the industry because they feel they aren't guaranteed or feel their job is safe, so they might be moving to what they view safer industries or regions. So that sort of area would have been more support. The loans, without seeing the detail, I don't think a lot of businesses want to straddle themselves with more debt, and they see that not only is it a long wait till international travel returns, but there'll still be a long wait for the same sort of numbers we had pre-COVID to come back to the region.
Right. So, and this is the thing, you're hoping you can possibly replace most of your international tourism activity, but it doesn't sound like you're hopeful that will even happen, given that it's not like businesses such as yourselves would go out and buy a new boat or whatever it might be.
Yeah, it's, we have invested a lot into our wildlife parks over the last year, spending over $3 million, but it's hard to go out and invest with confidence while there's such a long tail still to come. And the amount of money that it's great that the domestic market until the internationals open up is going to replace some of it. It's not going to replace all of it. So at the end of the day, it means operators will be burning some of their reserves to get through this period, and it makes you less confidence to invest when you're going through that sort of time and you don't know how long till you can actually have a solid business back to normal, or whatever the new normal is, to get a return on any investment and debt.
All right. Well, look, we hope it gets a bit of a boom your way. We'll perhaps check back in and say how it all did pan out once the flights are online. But Peter, thanks for your time today.
Thank you very much.